So thank you for joining us today. Cindy is not here. John is not here. He'll be late. We were thinking of seating Cindy or
yeah.
or Charles. You're not seated yet. Believe it or not.
Yeah, Terry was supposed to swear you in and that didn't
It
happen.
didn't happen. So we'll, whatever we don't complete today, we'll put it on the agenda for our next meeting. Okay. Quickly, did you have a moment to review and both November 15 and the site visit notes?
Yes.
Do we have any questions, comments about, let's start with the site visit, no, the November 15th minutes, that's first.
And I just thought I was at home. So.
Were there any questions about that?
Don't remember anything coming up.
No,
Which one are we doing?
November 15th.
November 15th, draft of minutes.
We read
Everyone's
those
fine with
a
it?
while ago, but
Yeah.
I think I didn't see any
We're okay? All
red
right.
flags.
Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Move to approve, huh?
Okay, all in
I
favor?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the minutes of November 15th, 2022 hereby approved. And then we have site visit notes. I wasn't quite sure if we needed to approve them, but
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt ever. It was an important visit, so,
And I wasn't there, so I can't move anything.
but you had a chance to,
But I had a chance to,
Good.
I think this is the, that's when Jenny brought me up to speed on her. Maybe that was an earlier.
No,
No.
that was the October one.
That was
because
Rick Vanderpool.
Rob was here. I updated you on this one.
Okay.
yeah. So the only question I have, we can probably have a short discussion on this item number 3. The members walked by the construction site that Rick Vanderpool said was in blatant violation of DES regulations regarding wetlands due to site runoff into a stream. So this is connected to our agenda item on the agenda. If you look at my
Chief,
comment reported
yeah.
to Chief Noyes, I briefly spoke to Mark about this before our meeting last week, and he said that he basically looked at our notes, and he, meaning Noyes, Chief Noyes, spoke to the builders on site, whatever comments we had, and they were taking care of it. Now we can't really see much because
Yeah.
of the snow and ice coverage, but
I
Well,
know,
we-
I haven't been over there,
Yeah.
to follow up, to see if anything's been in place. I'm worried.
But when we were there, I thought we noticed that they had put some.
Yeah, they
the
had-
Fence was up a little bit higher than it was before.
Yeah, they had improved on one side of the
Side,
trail,
right.
and the other side was
Yeah.
working, and now everything's frozen, so
Right.
Yeah.
we have to wait till,
We walked through there the other day and
oh, you did.
you can't
Can't see
see
much,
anything.
Yeah,
so this is the
stay
point.
on the agenda.
I think we should keep to
Yeah.
it because it says at the top, before the snow, there were no improvements installed across the trail and the runoff was continuing to flow unimpeded into the stream.
Yep.
And so just wanted to remind us all that Rick did make a comment about that. I don't want to jump to the DES before we give Chief Noyes a chance,
Yeah.
but
And we had
I don't
had
like
an awful
things
lot of rain.
remaining
Yeah,
taken care of. I don't like that.
yep.
I don't want them poo-pooing us, and I just want us
Mhm.
to be taken seriously. So that's just my 2 cents on the matter. Charles, anything?
We should not tolerate runoff violations into our streams. We are essentially out of time on getting this corrected this winter.
Mhm.
And so it will have to wait, unfortunately, until the thaw,
Yeah,
when it's the worst time to have
Yeah.
runoff,
Runoff, yeah.
but there's nothing to do about it now.
yes. All right, so I will put this on the agenda for what I think will be our next meeting, March. But I don't want to put it, I don't have a future agenda, so I'll put it on March. And then we can postpone it till
Probably
the
roll it
thaw.
forward.
Yes,
Yeah. And, the, mention of the New Hampshire State, the chapter that you had mentioned, boy, that is a lot of information in there, and
Lot
they're
of
pretty
stuff.
specific about
Yep.
what's what.
okay, December 9th. Runoff, okay, that's number 3. Okay, otherwise, do we have a motion to
Would you be-
approve? We don't need one for this.
Are we taking any action on it? I don't think so.
We're just pushing, no, on the
Approving the
notes.
minutes of the site visit.
Of the
minutes.
site
site
visit
visit
minutes.
notes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so,
I move to approve. Can I
Thank
do
you.
that even though I wrote
Yes.
them?
and Becca seconds.
And I'm second.
All in favor?
I.
Thank you. So we'll make sure that number 3 gets reviewed in a few months. All right,
Review.
all right, so there are no visitors on to our Zoom site. So do we have privilege of the floor for anyone? If anyone want to, okay,
Bring
we can-
anything up? Yeah.
no. The only reminder I have for us all is, if you haven't signed up for the Zoom meeting with Rick Vanderpool, January 27th,
Yeah.
you have,
Yep. I
yeah,
have.
I have too.
I've got it on
Refresh
my-
my memory. What,
It's
So,
the one on,
Wetlands, IDing
wetlands.
wetlands.
it's from the
so-
New Hampshire Conservation Commission.
and he's speaking on.
Yes, on wetlands IDing. That's, I wrote, that's my abbreviated.
I have it on my calendar, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I
Yeah,
sent. So that I get a.
well,
link
we'll get
for it.
another reminder,
But
but
we'll
it's
get
January
one.
27th from
Yeah.
12 to 1:30,
Yeah.
so we all need to learn a little bit more about what wetlands, IDing wetlands.
And perhaps in that same note, I could add that on February 4th.
Yeah,
Rick is speaking as the guest speaker for the winter social of the AIA.
Oh,
And he will be speaking mainly going into some more detail on the natural resource inventory he did in 2020.
Mhm.
He will probably elaborate on some of that, probably not go into some as such detail as he presented to the town on things like culverts, which are of less interest to the AIA.
Yeah,
But he is going to include, and we've encouraged him to be sure to include discussion of the old growth tract of forest he found when he was reconnoitering Snow's Brook for the
Mhm.
remediation project.
okay,
And so that's going to be part of the evening presentation, which is the Saturday, the February 4th. 5 to 8, I forget, it's
Mhm.
probably late in that program, and I don't know to what extent, I mean, it's open to anyone, but there is a fee.
A dinner
because it's
charge.
Well, for the dinner, but what if somebody just
Yeah.
wanted to come in and listen to?
Good
the
question.
speaker?
It would probably work.
Mhm.
I don't think we've got any provisions for that,
Yeah,
and I suspect people could come. And so if you're not a member, I'm sure it'll be an interesting talk.
yes, okay. So hopefully you sent the wigwag a reminder. I know it comes out February 1, but people will be reading it February 1. So
yeah,
if they want to come
that's past the.
past the
wor-
RSVP
the
time, right?
RSVP time, they discussed that.
And again, thanks to, I think you were the first to catch it, that the wigwag, the January came out with the wrong date announced for the social,
Mhm.
oh, geez.
which was, nobody in the AIA sent that. It was something was done
Yeah.
by, supposedly as a placeholder.
Right, it was save the
But it
date.
got
Yeah.
put in anyway.
But yeah, in any case, we were encouraged to submit an actual article about the AIA and the social, which I finished writing yesterday. And so it provided it gets approved, it should come out in the February 1 issue,
Good.
which is a little late for the RSVP, but it'll still probably draw attention.
Well, and
to
it's
it.
Yes.
going in the resort inside.
beautiful.
Yeah, It'll go
Yeah.
in the insider.
When Jan does her
Good.
email.
John got that
Right.
yesterday, so she'll put it
Yeah.
in the next
You-
issue.
If you want to, you can also post the news and views, Facebook.
Oh,
There's
that's
over
good
1,000
idea. Yeah.
readers in that.
That's a good idea.
Even those of us who don't like Facebook.
Who manages that?
I
Any-
thought you were approved for that. Oh, no, you're approved for the
You-
Waterfall Valley Resort one.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
I don't
anything you
know.
want us to post, anyone can post.
What is it called?
It's news and views on Facebook, so it's the
It's
site
Waterville Valley.
page called News and Views, Waterville Valley,
Mm.
News and Views.
I don't know about that. I mean, I see Facebook news from time to time, but
This is Waterville Valley News and Views. Yeah,
Yeah.
There are probably 2 or 3 posts a day from very.
I think Anna
Usually
put stuff
sunsets.
on
or-
there.
or sunsets, yeah.
Anna put stuff on there about the bench, I think.
Yeah.
that would be good. So we need to know, I mean.
Yeah.
How do you do it? And
Anyone who has a Facebook account
Yeah.
and can join this group, I think they
Oh,
have a series of
okay.
questions they ask.
So
you.
you can
yeah.
do that.
I
'cause you're on
So
Facebook.
join the group and then just,
Yeah.
you can just put a post up there.
Do that. And if you
Okay.
don't have time, send Anna even the blurb you want to send and ask her to post it. If you don't have time to,
You could do
wait
it
to
and
be
you could
accepted.
post a picture that. you
Yeah,
put
well,
on the-
Benaya had a little
Yeah,
announcement
right.
she sent out to members. so-
okay,
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
it's just another avenue. Okay, well, thank you for that reminder. All right, so. In the new business, is that what we're up to? Oh, no, no,
I have a quick update on,
Yes.
so the other violations.
yes,
Cascade
About the
Brook.
sediment.
yes,
So
Cascade Brook and,
the big one, the Golden Heights near me, I sent an email directly to the developer and I CC'd Director Noyes and I listed everything that I thought and I listed the pages from their plans that were approved by the planning board
For you.
that
Very good.
referenced all of the measures they needed to be taking for sediment control
Right.
and winterization and everything. And I said, I know I'm just a layperson, but I'm having a hard time seeing any of this. And I'm not even kidding, that same day. They fixed everything. Everything is totally fixed on that site now. It's
Wow.
unbelievable.
Great.
They brought in huge crushed stone to line the entrances and exits and they reinforced all of their
Wow,
culverts. and
That's what all that
streams and-
activity was
Yeah, it's
going
all-
on
it's all
there.
taken care of.
by Golden Heights.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, wonderful.
We're looking for
Thank
now.
you, Jenny.
And then the Cascade Ridge, is it Cascade
Cascade
Ridge
Road.
Road, right? They have it's winter too, and they've put in a retaining wall, but I had noticed like beneath the snow, there are some new silt barriers there too. So I think they did do a little bit. It's
That's
not to
one
say
thing
the
That's the
extent.
one we saw
So, yeah.
in the fall.
I
Yeah.
think that one is probably under control now, especially
Uh-huh.
since they have their retaining wall in
Mhm.
place.
Okay,
Yeah.
But
all right,
so I think that's good
Alright.
news to report on that.
Success.
But, yeah.
thank you for that. Thank you for staying on
And
top of that.
spring would be, I think, a good time
Yeah,
to
then just
somehow get, but also to get to these new homeowners. Our little blurb about planting
Mhm.
natural plants and shrubs
Mhm.
instead of doing lawns. So we should think about the best way to get those to
Yeah.
the
Yeah, we have to think of,
owners, to new
yeah,
homeowners.
not just putting up the brochures up here.
No,
but-
I think it should go out somehow
Yeah.
to,
I
Or
think it should come from the Conservation Commission.
Yeah.
right, and I did a little blurb for that.
Yeah,
So these are
I don't think, did they just be cut in half and
recommendations for the new
Yeah,
homeowners.
just welcoming people here and
Yeah,
be aware that we're surrounded by natural
Oh, that's perfect.
forest and gave them links to
So
Find the right types of
Yeah,
things to plant.
right.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah,
it is. Now, the question is,
How do we
How do
get
we-
it?
process. So
Yeah.
we need to have a list of
new,
the new properties.
Yeah.
And the actual mailing address for the owners.
the new owners,
Mm.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
the town will have that.
Mhm.
It's, we may need to pursue requesting this from the proper avenues of the town.
Mhm.
And-
Right,
Right,
And
right,
they,
right.
I don't know if this will have to get approved by the select board or not,
Mhm.
because they're somewhat protective of the
right.
privacy
Sure,
of
sure.
individuals.
That's fine. I think we'll run this by Mark and he can tell us what the process
yeah.
is.
Yeah, and this is harmless. It's not in,
It's what he's asked for
Yeah.
for a while.
so
And
I think that's probably good.
and it
Good.
seems like,
That's your only copy.
no, I have it on, you can have it. It's also, I think. Maybe better to start that out at the beginning when
Mhm.
people get their building permits.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's get it,
Because they're putting landscaping plans together
Okay,
yeah,
Right,
all
before.
right. This is kind of after the.
After the bulldozers have already gone
Yeah.
through.
Mm, thank you for this.
You're welcome. You can keep it if you
really?
want. Yeah.
I'd like to see one too.
Well,
Oh,
Okay,
I
Yeah.
will print.
I'll get my red
Well,
pen out.
yeah.
Yes.
thank you for that.
I think you already did that for me.
Okay, and
I
I'm
think
sure it's
been
perfect.
edited by Dr. Hastings.
All right, do we have a follow-up on the logo and signature for letterhead? For the signs, size and the number?
We
We have
haven't,
not
we
concluded.
haven't made any decisions
Okay.
on that.
All right.
And, the more I look at the signs and
Yeah.
what the town is accepting, I don't know if I brought. The ones that, the new ones they put up, that used to be the practice area, they've made a trail through there now, bike trail, they put that gravel through
Okay,
in the town. They have the trail signs there.
Mhm.
So I think we're gonna probably have to do the same sort of sign where there's a post
mhm,
and then there's a piece that comes out the side. And the ones that mark the Waterville, it's the Waterville Valley logo on the sign.
Oh, yeah.
To tell you where the bike trail is or whatever. So I guess we just downsize our conservation logo and put that on one of those. So those are pretty small. And I don't know if we wanna, if we have to have one of those on our 32C or if we can do
I
the
doubt
bigger
it.
ones on trees like we talked
I
about.
doubt it. But I look, looking at the minutes, from that field visit. It looked to me like there was not a decision, a firm decision yet on.
No.
How many signs, placement of signs or
Yeah.
size of signs.
Right.
right.
So.
It's for discussion, the
at some point
size and the number, right?
Yeah.
At some point, we need to. To do that. I
Yes.
don't know if it needs to be now or
Right,
not really, but I would say before spring and before things start getting wet and flooded and overgrown
Yeah.
and buggy in there. So we'll need to decide on that. And we need to somehow resolve what Becca just brought out about another whole sort of format for signs.
Yeah, we have to.
And is there some reason why we would comply with the same kind of sign that's being used for that trail?
no,
I don't really see why, honestly.
I don't see
Well,
that either, yeah,
I
Yeah.
mean, there are no
Yeah,
It
other
has to be
signs
town
for,
approved though. so-
right, and
right, but there, the other green belt areas that the town has zoned as such. Don't have some designated type of sign,
Yeah.
there's many signs.
they have no signs.
No.
So
sign,
we're
Right.
breaking new ground here. We
That's
can come
okay.
up with our own original concept
Yeah.
and argue it for the
Yeah.
town and they'll surely approve it.
I didn't hear that Mark restricted, when we discussed it previously, he did not restrict
No.
it to that size or
Yeah.
that sign.
Well, this is one that I took in Maine.
Ah.
I just like the copper
Yeah.
tops.
Nice.
They're simple
Yeah.
and ours would
Oh,
be
yeah.
just
Nice,
a
yeah.
small circle.
And I don't know if we can. afford
I
the
don't
copper
like the
tops.
big arrow things. I think it would be better if we just had a small circle below
Yeah.
the copper top.
Yeah. I like that.
So,
Mm.
yeah, that's. what's-
So we need to put our
Nice
thinking
block.
caps on again, and
Well,
I still like the
suggest-
circle or the rectangle,
I
whatever.
suggest we, unless we want to do it now, we just put it on the agenda maybe for the next meeting.
Next meeting,
To make a final decision, we
Yeah.
can think about it.
Yes,
and the way the winter's going,
Oh.
maybe spring by the.
yeah, by
time
March.
by March,
Okay,
or it'll be hard winter.
all right.
But there's gonna be a delay once we make our decision and before the signs are in hand.
Right,
Well, sure, Megaprint's gonna have to.
Yeah,
it's in process, so
okay.
we'll work
Okay.
on it. Thank you for that. Can we go to new business? I'm not sure we have time to address the next item, which is vulnerabilities to climate change. Unless you want to be specific, Jenny. about-
So I will say, after we talked about this, I kind of thought that that's kind of a, you know,
Yes,
big, huge thing that maybe isn't something that we necessarily need to
Right.
spend time talking about, but I will say I did some research, and like you sent me that webinar that Linda Coleman had
Mhm.
forwarded, but there is a New Hampshire Climate Action Plan.
Mhm.
There was a task force convened in 2008 by Governor Lynch, and it was published in 2009. It's 82 pages long, and it is on the website, the DES website. So anyone who wants to
Okay.
go on,
Hmm.
and it kind of, it's all the usual stuff: maximize energy efficiency in buildings, increase renewable energy, lead by example, from the government down, and all the usual type of things. But there's a lot of info in there if anyone's interested and doesn't have anything to read one night and wants to go through and
Right.
read that. But
Was
So-
the intended audience of this document, conservation commissions or just the general
I
public?
think it was a general public, and the commission, there were probably 30 people that were on the task force, and it was a mix of elected officials and some conservation type officials,
Mhm.
and a lot of utilities and a couple of businesses and stuff like that. So it was a whole mix of people. That were on the task force. And there's a lot of them.
So there are no guidelines per se of how individual conservation commissions can assist in minimizing.
There may be, I haven't read the whole
Okay.
thing, so
Okay.
there may be something in there, but didn't jump out at me reading sort of the bullets that I did read.
So there are a few specific things to us, and that's what the NRI has.
Yeah.
Did you happen to look at pages 30 to 32?
Yeah.
Because I haven't looked at it recently. So that's where Rick was specific to us, this
Okay.
town, and we haven't fulfilled those needs yet. And that refers to things like when you build a road, make sure it's semi-permeable
Yep.
so that the ground, we have a flood zone. So we need to consider all these things that would help the water drain and mitigate the flooding.
Yeah, somebody was talking in depth about that. Porous
Mhm.
paving.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, apparently that's what's in all of the plans that are, I mean, I know it's listed as the spec for like the roads going into the development below me on Golden Heights Road, pervious pavement, so.
Hmm.
I guess we just have to make sure that that's indeed what gets done.
yeah, I'll quickly look at pages 30 to 32. So you don't remember this, Jenny?
Yeah, I have a whole.
Yeah,
Whole.
so towards the end, yeah,
It's a lot of
Yeah.
notes that I took about it, but.
yeah, towards the end, he talks about stormwater flashpoints.
Yeah.
So this is what this town needs to
Mhm.
focus on. So he lists several culverts that need improvement.
Right, that was,
I
This is
remember that.
all stormwater management
Yeah,
there were recommendations.
yeah, and he talks about the ideal type of culverts, and they're the
Right.
ones that have retained the natural bottoms, and that brings me back to
oh,
that
yeah,
thing we just
yeah.
approved for Mark for the DES for the new driveway into the
Oh.
temporary transfer station. That's like a cylinder culvert, and I'm wondering now why
Maybe we
we
shouldn't
shouldn't have.
have that, yeah.
It should
Well-
have been an open bottom culvert, you know,
Well,
ideally.
Before I signed that paper, I checked with Rick. I said, I don't understand all the details. He looked at it. I said, is it safe to sign? He says, yes.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, good.
I mean, I know they were making it very much bigger than
Mhm.
the existing one,
Yeah.
which is a big.
Right.
So that was one, but I have to bring you to page 31, I think. Aquatic resource recommendations. The first line item is establish a wetlands ordinance
Yeah,
with identified priority aquatic resources, minimum of 25-foot natural vegetation setback. This is not for us to solve today, but I just want you to keep that on the back burner.
We need to-
We're watching this Zoom lecture
Mhm.
next week. Just think about it, what we
Already.
can do, because in the past we failed.
I will say also, I've done a lot of reading.
And
And I can, so Rick references in those pages,
Yeah.
all of these parts of the master plan that
Mhm.
we need to do something about.
Mhm.
That's the old master plan. So then I tried to cross-reference to where does this stuff show up in the new master
one.
plan, and it gets a little, you can't really do that, but in the new master plan, they do say, I mean, New Hampshire, ideal recommendations are 100-foot buffer, but Rick said, based on all of the limitations, we have a 25-foot. That is in the master plan, a 25-foot, so
Okay.
it's in the planning board's new document, so
Oh, so,
they should
Good,
support it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
oh. All right, we
Like as a goal,
Mhm.
to establish, so. We shouldn't get pushback from them if it's in their own,
If
pla-
it's
their
in
own
that,
master
yeah.
plan document.
Yeah, 25 is the minimum.
Yeah. It's a minimum, so if we can
Yeah,
do
okay.
that would be great.
Extend the greenbelt zone. I mean, you can look at this at another time, but
And these are the pages 30, 32 that here.
30, 31, and 32 of the NRI, sorry. So thank you for that. Yes, so the master plan includes an item regarding educating residents about natural resources. So that's one action plan that you put out. This is good.
And the native, I
Um,
guess those brochures that I
Mhm.
printed off and put in the post office, Tony said they were disappearing like
Good.
crazy, so I'm hoping we're going into the
Oh,
trash. That people were actually taking them and
But if you want more copies, we can ask Sharon to copies of that. All right. New item. Critter safe trash bins.
trash
Yeah,
bins.
what do you want to do with this?
Well. There's been complaints. In the summertime particularly, because the trash cans disappeared in the town square for a good reason. I think Jugtown had one out,
Mhm.
but they were taking theirs in every night. There used to be trash cans in little slatted things on a couple of the posts, but
Mhm.
I've noticed those have disappeared
Hmm.
as well. So, I did some looking around for various bear-proof trash cans and different prices, which I gave you
Mhm.
some suggestions there.
Hey, how much are
Depends on, well, they're expensive. They're expensive. The Paris one, what was Paris 36 gallon, you don't have that one, Charles, maybe. That can, that's, yeah, that's Home Depot.
Home Depot, wow.
You can get those at Home Depot.
Which one are we looking at?
This one?
That one here. And there's another, there's another picture of it there.
Mhm.
So. And I don't know if we would want to, put them in various places where we've had poor, Tory at the
Mhm.
at the academy with problems in the summertime anyway, with
Mhm.
people putting trash in their dumpster.
Mhm.
If we had
Mhm.
one maybe at one of the trailheads there. We probably can't do anything about the Forest Service like depot camp.
There is one there.
Is there one there?
Yeah,
There's a trash can?
at Depot Camp,
Yeah,
yeah,
there
right
is.
next to the restroom.
Okay.
I know those restrooms are nice there,
Mhm.
so. But I don't know if we wanted to, put one in the town square somewhere. If we have to get approval from the mountain
Yeah.
If it's going on their property. I'm sure
and
it
it's
is.
on their property.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
Who's,
we could put our logo
who
on
paid
there.
for it?
The Conservation Commission would pay for
We
Right?
could, we could,
But should
Or-
we?
it. Well,
yeah.
I think the town should
I think so
pay
too.
for it, and. I mean, the fact that we don't have them is just kind of silly.
Oh, it's outrageous.
Yeah, like, I don't know if anyone read what I wrote in the last wigwag, like every other ski resort has them everywhere, everywhere.
The bear proof trash
Yes.
can? Yeah,
Just a no brainer.
yeah. Oh, Jen, you have to write
But if it's
about this
going-
7 times before.
Yes, if it's going on, this is, we get into the age old discussion, like, well, the town doesn't want to buy it because it's going on resort property. But we do a lot of other stuff in conjunction with the resort, like run a shuttle and,
Mhm.
I think we're halvesies on all of these porta potties that are everywhere now.
mhm,
So why not go halvesies on these
yeah,
or town buy them and get permission from the resort to put them
Yeah,
on their property?
so when guests come to the town, they don't really care about this town versus mountain.
I know.
They don't
They just want a
need to
trash
hear
can.
that.
I just
They
want
want
a
to see a
trash can
trash
or a
can
bathroom.
or a bathroom. So,
So,
you know, we may know what the conflicts are.
Yeah.
They're all silly.
yeah,
We know that the town, it's our reputation.
Yeah.
It's the town's reputation. We're coming to Waterville Valley. We're inviting you to enjoy everything,
Yeah.
but we're not going to give you a trash can or a toilet.
so maybe we
Yeah.
start small, like what
Yeah.
are the problem points, like one in town square somewhere.
somewhere.
Maybe the town square businesses can figure out the best spot.
Spot for it,
And then,
Mm.
and then one out by the Snows Mountain.
maybe the
chairlift.
academy,
Is
yeah,
that what
yeah.
you're hearing?
It's really
So-
surprises me as busy as the tennis is in the summertime.
Mhm.
They don't have a bathroom out there and they don't have any trash bins, I don't think.
So who was expected to clean out the bags?
Who does it now?
Once-
Well, if it's in I think if it's in the square
Mhm.
proper. I think those are.
The
Resort,
maintenance resort,
resort maintenance, I think.
yeah. So these are bins that could stay outside. They don't have to bring
Right,
them in
no,
overnight.
no. And this one that's really basic. This
Mhm.
B100. It holds what is it, a 32-gallon trash can is inside of it.
Mhm.
And so the
Mhm.
emptying of it is just pulling out a
Pull-
bag, which is, I
Yeah.
think, what they do now.
Yes,
And in fact, the ones that are in the town now, I would guess those might be pretty close to 32.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
The red
Yeah.
top ones.
all right, so who do we present this to?
That's the dilemma to my.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I, much about this is puzzling. It's puzzling. Number one, that the town has allowed this to go on so long where there's nowhere to throw your popsicle stick out. You're trying to be a good person, but you have nowhere to throw a little piece of trash out. That's ridiculous. And the next part that seems a little strange to me is that the Conservation Commission is taking this on.
John.
Yeah,
I mean,
why are we taking it on?
why, I mean, it needs to be done, and
Because I'm a
because-
concerned citizen and one
I'd be eager to
I'm
push this
tired of-
through
carrying
and
the
to
trash
use
to
what-
Golden Eagle.
and to use what clout the conservation.
Because
Commission
part of this
has.
is being green,
to
and that's
pressure.
where we're connected with this
Um,
topic.
But we
Thank you.
certainly shouldn't be paying for it, as I.
No,
see
no,
it.
I agree.
I mean, and this is substantial money that should not be coming out of our budget,
No.
but we should use what clout we have to pressure someone else to pay for it.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, who's
Yeah.
gonna buy it and who's gonna empty it is
Mhm.
not really our business, but we should, whatever pressure we can bring to bear should see that this absurd situation is resolved.
Needs
Yeah.
to be resolved.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it probably needs to be brought to the select board or maybe run by the, what's the little
The resort,
town core
the,
working group, which has all those
yeah,
That's true.
people involved with it.
is that the one,
That would be a better place.
Tom
to
Gross,
start.
or who runs that?
Well, Wendy's,
Wendy's
the
Resort?
mountain, the resorts, all the resorts.
So they would have all the answers to like who takes
Yeah,
care of them
so
now.
WVRA,
That's correct.
Resort Association.
Yep, yep.
Oh, okay.
And maybe
Okay.
if they get behind it also,
Yes.
then
Then
Yeah.
you
they
go to
can
the
go to the
select-
select board
Yeah.
and say,
Yeah.
we want 2 of these
Yeah,
as soon as we can get them.
It's
I know.
it's ridiculous.
yes,
Never mind that every other resort has 12 of them.
Yes.
I know, And
I know, but they need to hear that
Yeah.
7 times. This reminds me of our Big Belly,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
you know.
yeah. And those, I mean,
Ugh.
okay, those were more expensive, so maybe this. This would
The other
be-
question I had is, I don't know if the Forest Service, like if they have a special deal with, because they must have. a
Well,
plan
I
at this
wondered
point.
about
Yeah.
that too, yeah, yeah,
We could piggyback off of
because you
theirs.
think that they would have them somewhere.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then as to these different possibilities that you've presented for us.
Mhm.
They are expensive and they have. They look different and have different qualities to them. So I guess
Well, I think just a bit, well, some of them are
the cheapest,
double,
the cheapest one is this 1404, isn't it?
Mhm.
right?
And that's a couple $100 less than the cedar slatted one. wherever
Well,
it is.
yeah, and I don't think we need to be going, this one is 17.99. This is the Depot, Home Depot one.
I'd say if they're all bear proof, and unless they, there's a huge difference in appearance, we go with the least expensive. We
Expensive.
recommend
Yeah,
the least expensive one.
Yeah.
and there are, statistics here on metal strength and how to install it and all that kind of stuff, so.
Now, it would also be good if we're gonna actually seriously recommend one or another. To have some idea of volume, and so
Mhm.
is there a lot of garbage that comes into town
In the
square?
town square,
And if so, then maybe it would actually make sense to get the double.
Mhm.
Instead of having
Well-
the small one fill up all the time. I don't know, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I've never inspected
yeah,
garbage
Gas.
disposal.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
well, these would be less obtrusive if they were putting them in a couple posts in the square, like the ones that used to be there.
well, we'd probably only be able to, they'd probably only buy one for the square.
So then it should probably be in a central place, like the gazebo area or
Mhm.
by the pond.
So, the merchants would advise us. on that.
yes.
Yeah.
I would
yeah.
say even
And that would
ask-
be Wendy maybe would
Wendy or
be
Tom
the first,
at Jugtown.
Yeah, they would.
yeah. Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, I personally prefer the model that costs 1670. The one that's 1404 is neatly looking.
It's kind of dumpy. looking.
Yeah, it is kind of jumping looking.
Oh, here's a town.
Yeah. Oh, you know,
Well, and basically this is similar, it just has some nice cedar
Yes.
stuff on the outside of it.
Right?
So what's the
Okay.
next step then?
So the next step is,
I guess we'll talk to Wendy and see who she recommends speaking to about.
yeah,
You know, how much garbage is there and how many of these things do they
okay.
think they could use or would like, or
And she's a key person in this.
the resort
Yes.
association.
Yeah.
You really should go in front of the resort association, not just when you.
Not just.
Yeah,
Wendy.
well,
Okay.
but she would be the one to find out
Yeah,
how I would do that, is
Mhm.
all I'm saying.
yeah, get on the
Would
agenda.
the Conservation Commission would like to recommend this,
Mhm.
you know, who do we present to? or-
And then the commission would make a presentation to the
Yes.
resort association.
Right,
And so you with some reinforcements would
Yes.
appear before them.
yeah.
Absolutely. Do you want to do this or do you want one of us to,
Well, I
Ask
can
Wendy.
ask.
you want to ask?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. I haven't seen Wendy in a while.
Well, then there's a reason to see her.
There you go.
Okay, thank you for that. then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, that will be good. All right.
Oops.
And I had one extra concern that I may have mentioned to one of you. So there'll be yes, and we'll do this quickly. Because we will turn into pumpkins in a few minutes. Can't do that. So this concerns,
What have you done?
She's got a really.
I
good
have-
map I wanna
I have a
see.
map and I will confess that I don't read these maps very well.
Oh.
You might be able to better. So here's my,
Love.
here's my concern.
Jim,
So
come a little closer. Come to this
will-
corner.
will a valley run has a driveway that is now on town land. So the town is making a trade with Will. Do we know what we're talking about? Valley Run Property Services?
In conjunction
Not
with
to answer.
you,
Yes,
Transfer, the temporary transfer.
yes,
right.
Right,
So his driveway is currently where, here?
so this is Valley Run here.
Okay.
His driveway comes in here right now. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna stop that driveway there. And they're gonna have an access, a dual access to Valley Run.
run and to.
And to the-
transfer.
To the
Okay.
transfer station.
Now, Valley Run's property line is right here. But the town is gonna move his property line over here.
Hmm.
So he'll
Oh.
gain a little bit, not much. He'll gain that, but you'll have to come in this way to go either or direction.
To go to his property.
There's a river there too that you all notice.
Yeah,
And they've already have plans to run a, was it,
What's it called? Was it a hard?
I forget what the term that he used, but it won't be disturbed in such a way that will block the river. The river's flowing this way right now. So they're gonna go
Right.
put, I believe it's some type of a pipe.
I think it is, no, I think it might
it
be
is?
the kind of
The
culvert
high
that we
concrete
like.
box culvert.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
box culvert, I think that's
That's
what
what
we
it
like.
is.
Kind of bridge,
Yeah.
yeah.
good.
That's what we want.
Yeah, that's what we
Okay,
want.
so my
Box culvert.
concern is,
Okay.
someone needs to be made aware that there is a brook there, and so I don't know what his plans, Valley Run, is to do alongside, parallel to, adjacent to the river, brook.
Well, this will be his property line now, and the
Mhm.
river does come along here, so he doesn't have to worry about it till it comes down here.
Here,
Mm,
Which you can't do much in there
Oh.
because it's all
it's
wetlands.
pretty.
What is,
okay.
what is this line that's weaving through here? Is that?
I think this is what's here now. This is the wood rack
Oh,
where they,
So
this
that's
is where they usually come in, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mm.
So I think this
Oh,
is
that's
just
the
the old.
existing road.
Yeah.
And it's the new
Yeah.
road. Okay,
yeah, he was wondering what this line is,
Okay.
this one.
Yeah.
I believe that's,
Don't know.
Wait,
what's that line is,
So-
there's nothing referencing that.
this is the brook?
Thing
You're
on
saying this
here
is
that
the-
tells
Yes.
us what these, no.
Okay,
Is it there? Is there one?
No, there's no legend.
All right, so
Alright.
that's all I
So
would like
just
us
need
to.
to keep our eye on it.
Yes, that's
Sort
what
of
I'm-
like we do on the construction sites. to
Yes.
see-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they've already specified a culvert and
Mhm,
goes on it.
that's fine,
Then they're aware.
yeah,
And presumably this branch of the drive isn't
yeah.
directly affecting.
This is not
Right.
affecting the brook, but whatever he wants to do, I don't know what he's doing
Parking
within his
things,
parking
or-
car. I don't want,
yeah.
I don't want trucks parked there. Because there is a problem with trucks being parked there. Leaking oil, etc.
Hmm.
Okay. I don't want
Why-
that either. I'm
Why
not
are
sure.
we, does anyone know why we're even doing this?
Um,
Is it because we're taking another piece of something else that belongs to him?
Oh,
no, we're not taking anything from him. Actually, he's gaining, but I believe the entrance is in the wrong place.
it-
The entrance to his property is in the wrong place. It's on town lands. But he
make it-
Oh, so
That
how
goes
do you
back to
say
stone
you
property
need
then,
to
that's,
Yes.
building's been there for a.
yes, yes.
And that's why they're
Yeah.
doing 2-for-1 here.
Okay.
kind of.
Exchange,
Interesting.
but we just want to make sure that,
But we'll have to be
Construction.
involved with this, Charles, because of when they put this in, I mean, this is all gonna be dug up.
Mhm.
Then they gotta put it back together. So it looks nice, but
And when is this gonna start?
well, it's,
well, it has to start
Has to-
this year.
Sure, I thought, yeah.
the state says that we have to be finished with this by the end
December
of
1st,
December.
Yeah.
So,
And
and the
that-
road is being worked on,
Yeah, I know.
in the
that was
summertime.
coming up.
so it's all happening together.
Yeah.
And I don't, it's been a while since we looked at this, so I don't remember. I mean, the issue that you bring up here is would whatever Will does with this land
Mhm.
somehow adversely affect or leak or come
Yeah,
down here, and
so-
that depends a little bit
Mhm.
on how steep this is. I just can't
Mhm.
visualize it.
Yep.
To look at it.
It's not very,
I didn't
But
think.
it's
it
not
was
steep at
pretty
all.
Down,
steep.
not this part, but the part that's closer to the brook does.
just have a little
steep,
hill.
Yeah,
And I
Well-
talked with Will directly on this
Mhm.
one-on-one. And he wasn't really overly excited because he'll get a few parking spaces here.
Mm.
he won't gain much. Gain a
So he
little bit.
won't really gain much. He was hoping to gain like way over here or something.
However, Mark did say that whatever he plans to do within his, if he plans to build a shed or something, he needs approval
Sure.
from the planning
Planning
board.
board.
Yeah.
So
sure.
it's not like he can do something
Just
that
put it
Yeah,
up and.
yeah.
adversely affects the brook.
Yeah.
Just for us to keep eyes on.
Okay,
Okay. All right, thank you for
Good.
that.
nice map.
You wanna,
Yeah.
you wanna let Charles?
Yes,
take
Charles,
it?
Charles, you're the
take it
map
and-
holder.
Take it and study it,
Yes.
and when you take it home, pin it on the wall.
You have enough wall space.
Which wall would that
Yeah,
The
be?
wall, we'd have to let you do it.
Even taking the
Yes.
Golden Eagle, you've got walls.
Oh, yeah, a lot of space there.
Yeah, and you can really have a good study of it, you know?
We could go over there on our way back. Take a look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and take a look, take a walk over and look.
yeah, see what you come up with. All right, so any other items? Until we talk about our next meeting.
So.
Yes.
That is gonna talk to Wendy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Presenting something for the.
Okay.
We're going to postpone until, the future, our discussions about, silt, violations,
Mhm.
et cetera, and we will postpone until the
Yes.
next meeting, our
Mhm.
discussion of signs.
Signs, yeah.
Yeah, think about it in the
We
meantime.
need to make up our minds about the number of signs.
Yes,
How big a billboard we want for
Yeah.
these signs, and
Yeah,
we have a basic plan that got presented. but,
Jenny took some good notes.
yes.
Well, we have a logo, which I put on that little thing.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why don't we discuss that next time?
yeah, but it's, most of these things will be, and hopefully we'll have an update from Rick. Yeah. So I don't think we have any concerns that we need to talk about.
Finish that, please.
He loves it.
The whole town's hearing.
He
it.
loves,
Thank you.
So next meeting.
so we don't really need a meeting in February unless you insist on one.
It's a short month.
Yeah. Can we go to March?
I'm fine with that.
All right,
The only concern I have, and I like skipping a meeting too in February, but if we're gonna get signs made,
Yeah.
put up, when it's still a
Okay.
good time to do so.
Right.
Let's not put it too long.
Right.
The meeting
Okay.
would be in early
Early.
March, so that's probably.
I thought March 7th. Do you want to look at your calendars?
That works for me.
Yeah, like, I know what I do.
Do you know what you're doing tomorrow?
No, actually, I
Let her see your computer, maybe she can. get it
March
for her.
7th.
You want to see the calendar?
No, I won't
You
have.
got, no,
No,
okay,
let's see.
all right. Let's tentatively schedule it for March 7th.
Are these?
You can keep those. Oh, well, Jenny can keep them, but she doesn't probably.
I have them.
Sure, I think she has.
I have the copies.
Yeah. March 7th, 3 o'clock.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
and if we happen to chat about it and want to get a quick emergency meeting, all five of
Yeah.
us, we can probably do that just for the signs. That's a possibility. All right, sounds good?
Sounds good.
March
Okay.
7th, okay,
Okay, good.
all right, so
Denise.
do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I move to adjourn the meeting.
I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Sharon, thank